Hello, everyone. Get excited and smile. This is going to be our best seminar. I just had vocal cord surgery, so I'm squeaky. So what I'm going to do, I'll be asking you a lot of questions. I know most of you in the audience. Pat Cervega will get a question. Denny Pedersen will get a question. People that owe me dinners, like Albert Aragani, will be getting a lot of questions. Today, I don't have Vienna White. I wanted to come and present the books, but we have the lovely Rick Boyles. I don't know if you're this old, but they didn't have PowerPoint when I went to school. So we're going to talk about the books of authority. Excuse me, I got to turn this. Yeah. Except for the people over there. Well, I got to keep the cameraman happy. But anyway, I want to tell you too. There's going to be a quiz. Peter Sellers is going to hand out a quiz. It's a friendly quiz. Also, when I get to something on the test, I'll make sure you figure it out. I'll be asking people in the audience for questions. Here we go. I got to keep the cameraman happy. The highest book of authority is the ritual. The ritual is that large red book in your lodge. Rick is going to show you the ritual. That is the charge book. This is the ritual. More rituals get stolen than any other book. This ritual originally belonged to Healdsburg. When it closed, they gave it to Windsor. When it got to Windsor, I stole it. Denny Pedersen knows. These rituals have a serial number. If you lose them, Reno is going to charge you a lot of money for the ritual. So the Grand Lodge and its brilliance, the Sovereign Grand Lodge, came out with a charge book. No, the charge book. The charge book is a smaller form of the ritual. Everyone's entitled to a charge book. What happened in the old days, we had another ritual that Rick has. Which one is it? It's a little one. This one. In 1955, this is what our ritual looked like. Now it's nice and fat. It's grown. A lot of good lodges, what they do, they copy order of business. That's this one. That way, every member can follow the meeting. The ritual has all the degree work, but we try to make everyone the order of business, like this. How many people here have seen the ritual in their lodge? Pretty good. Don't feel bad if you haven't. How many people here have stolen a ritual? Denny Pedersen has his hand up. But they do get taken. But you should study the ritual. It's pretty darn good. I'm going to ask you a question. Who can tell me the highest book of authority? Raise your hand. The ritual. There you go. That's a candy bar. I'm sorry I didn't throw it too well. But yes, it's the ritual. The next highest book of authority is the Code of General Laws. This comes from the Sovereign Grand Lodge. It's huge. Last month I had a disagreement with Denny Pedersen in Windsor. Denny said you can only be an associate of 2 lodges in your district. I said you could be an associate of every lodge in your district. Well, I had to look it up in the ritual. In the Code of General Laws. We were both wrong. Question number 12 is not 2 lodges, that is wrong. It is not every lodge, that is wrong. There's only one left. Can anyone tell me how many lodges you can be an associate in your district?
3.
3. Boy, you're good. Another candy bar. 3. Remember that for the test. The next book we're going to talk about is Robert's Code of Odd Fellowship. It has a blue cover. It's very good. Some jurisdictions don't have this book, but we have it because of the homes. And it's good. If you ever make it to district deputy, you read these books a lot. It also comes in a CD form or DVD form. You can buy this for Grand Lodge. What you're going to find out, if you've been around a long time, every year we come out with changes in the ritual, changes in the code of the Grand Lodge, of the Sovereign Grand Lodge. We're supposed to update and keep them up to date. These changes cost money. The California code you have and the Sovereign code I showed you, they're about 12 years old because I can't afford $6 a year for the changes. And most lodges we just store them, but I prefer the CD, or if you have a question, Ray Lake would like you to call him with questions. His answer will be, Ron, it's in the ritual. But a lot of our grandmasters, Rick Boyles, they know a lot. Over my years, I found that no one knows all the answers. So if you have any questions, you should talk to people that know. Dave, you're getting up to ask a question, or I can't throw a candy bar this far. Yes? Oh, I can't. I have Dennis. Then we have the Roberts Code of Order, newly revised. The Roberts Code of Order comes out every year. Mine's a little old. Well, we'll do both. All right. This Roberts Rule of Order, last year I had a problem. Could you put your minutes on the website, your minutes, so everybody can read them? I don't know if you're familiar with Skype, where you can send a meeting to somebody else. Could you put your meetings on Skype and show it to people? No. Oh, you're good. Well, this would help you. Now, another question. Does anyone know who the Grand Master is in California? Boy, you're smart. That's the first question on the test. Do you know what he looks like? Can Dave stand up so we know what he looks like?
He's the best looking guy in the whole place.
God, my God. It's a little long throw, but I want you to watch this. Stay awake back there. Anyway, it is. In case you're a bonzo like me, and I am a bonzo, I know Dave would approve of this. They have the Roberts Code for Idiots. You can go online and get it. It's all the shortcuts. I like this because, honest to God, what generally happens in my lodge, the highest level of authority is me. I'll give you another question because I want you to know. Our Noble Grand, we had a vote. I've never lost a motion in 15 years. 2 people voted no. The Noble Grand says, why did you vote no? Is that legal? No. Well, he thought it was. He asked me. He voted no against me. Of course it's legal. It's not legal. I had to call David. Now you know that. Next is an excellent book. Oh, good. It's called The Instruction for Oddfellow Lodges. It was a little red book. It's excellent. Now Grand Lodge has reprinted it. Every officer in your lodge should have this. Let's see if we can find it. Very long. This is a great book. If you don't have it, it can be reproduced by Grand Lodge. This is this one. We actually have 3 copies in back. This is a great guide. And then we have your lodge bylaws. We're supposed to do our bylaws every 3 years. In our lodge, we have bylaws to follow. How many of you have bylaws in your lodge? Great. How many of you get them updated every 3 years? Oh, I don't see the unanimous vote. Don't feel bad. We have bylaws.
Can we get a candy?
Oh, no candy for you.
Who answered that right? Well, you need something to sweeten you up. Here, have a champion.
Thank you.
Great lodges have standing rules. Standing rules are usually good for 1 year. We make them in January. It keeps you from redoing the same motion over and over. How many lodges have standing rules? Oh, poor turnout. That's all right, though. I went to Santa Rosa Lodge. They had a real smart person up there. Oh, by the way, if I say a name, it's a good name. If I say Sue Mitchner's that smart person, I think a world of her. If I call someone a bonzo, it's not a good thing. So if I say a bonzo, but we have standing rules. The journal. Every year we come out with a journal. I love the journal. It's got all the lodges in your district. It's got the largest lodges in your district. I love it because I can read the credentials. I can tell you about Dave Rosenberg from the journal. He's been married 48 years. I can tell you what he does because it's in there. I can tell you when every lodge meets. The journal is very, very handy. That's the journal. How many of you have seen your journal? It's not unanimous. This isn't good. We have some journals. Every lodge gets a journal sent to them every year. Most of the time it gets put in a closet in numerical order. I find I just steal the journals. That's a stolen journal from Windsor.
Candy away.
Right?
We should take the candy away.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give Rick a chance to throw some candy. Okay. I love the journal because last year's journal, who knows Ray Link? Where is Ray Link? Well, Ray Link, in last year's journal, he wrote an article about the 3 biggest problems non-fellow lodges. Who can tell me the number 1 problem non-fellow lodges?
Lost their members.
What is it? No. Ray Link, what's the number 1 problem non-fellow lodges? Incorporation. Well, Ray Link has many problems, believe me. But how many of you know how to check incorporation of your lodges? Raise your hand. Not good. I have a cheat sheet. I used to have trouble figuring out how to check my lodges incorporation. Peter Sellers gave me a great book. There it is. It's called Incorporation for Dummies. Has anybody read this book? I read it, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I have a cheat sheet. What's the number 2 problem in lodges after incorporation? Who can tell me? You guys aren't reading the journal. Just steal a journal. The number 2 problem in lodges is insurance. That's what Ray Link said.
He just said it right there.
How many agree with that?
Who said that?
Ray Link said, oh, hit him. Good. Boy, you're good. What is the number 3 problem in lodges? God, you guys are bad. No.
Bad dinner.
No, it's not bad dinners. It's the condition of the lodges. Some of these lodges, who would want to bring your friend to a lodge that looks like a dump? And we have a lot of lodges in poor shape. Now, maybe you'll get 1 right. What is another problem in lodges? Oh, great. Membership. You should read Ray Link's. It's chapter 5. It's very good. Ray, thank you for all your work. I won't ask you why incorporation is important, but Pat Cervetti, where's she at? Pat Cervetti, stand up. Oh, she went out, but she would tell you that your members can be sued, your lodge can be sued big time. In 1992, it was in the code to be incorporated. Lodges lose their incorporation all the time. Jay Johnson back there would tell you, the way you lose your incorporation, you don't file correctly and you don't file a tax return. Is that right, Jay? Yes. I listen to what he tells me because Nancy tells me to pay attention to him, Jay. So I do. My first mistake, Princess. Has anyone read the Future of Odd Fellowship? David, have you read the Future of Odd Fellowship?
He wrote the book.
He wrote it. Well, this is an excellent book.
Are these free, Dave?
No, well, I actually read Dave's book. This book will tell you that 10 lodges have 25% of the members. Also, if you like Dave, there's over 100 pictures of Dave in here. They will sell you this book for $10 instead of a badge. Today, one time only, I'll sign the book and sell it to you for $20.
Thanks for the warning.
Thanks for the warning.
You take credit cards?
Here's some other books. We have the Code Book. We have the Cipher Book. We have Cipher Books today. I got to show the Cipher Book.
They're very small.
Yeah. Okay, we got the Cipher Book. Have you ever seen these in your lodge? These aren't the books of authority. Have you ever seen this? Raise your hand. Have you ever seen this? I bet you've never seen this. This is a personalized application from the Windsor Lodge. Denny Patterson did this. Later on, Davis copied it. No comment. But this tells you about Windsor, if you'd like to join. It's got a picture of the lodge, the buildings. How many lodges have one of these? No. Oh, by the way, I stole this from Windsor. How many of your lodges have business cards? I stole this from Windsor. How many of your lodges have decals for your car? You're not doing good. Can we hit her with candy?
A lot of
Don't
candy.
have a car.
Hang on. You put that in the back of your car. Okay. Thank you. You have that.
Too short.
How many of you have these little the valediction cards to give your members?
Here, look at
Ooh.
Davis.
Let's see this one. This says Independent Order of Odd Fellows Davis. Please contact Ron Carrey to join California One.
Look at the back.
Wait a minute, it says Leah Rosenberg. I collect everything.
This is just a quick one, but I began to think the other day, Yerba Buena is very, very good. It's growing and growing. And then California One is growing and growing. Davis is growing and growing. Suppose it wasn't the lodges, it was the people. So I wrote down some anonymous names: John from number 1, Peter from number 15, and Dave. This is a test question. If I asked someone what John Frere thought the most important thing was, hello Nancy Carey. If I asked John Frere what the most important thing was to join a lodge, what would he say? What would he say? Love. John thinks you need love to join a lodge. If I asked Pete Sellers what the number 1 thing is to join a lodge, Pete Sellers, what would you say?
Open-mindedness.
I'm sorry, Peter, you lost. Dave Rosenberg, what would you say the most important thing is to join a lodge? Sorry, Dave, you missed. Nancy Carey, what's the second most important? You got to remember, John gives us this lecture every week, every meeting. What's the next most important thing? Come on, Nancy, it's your brother. Friendship. Peter, what would you say? You haven't got one right yet. What's the next thing?
I'm going to interrupt you. It's truth. However, those principles, friendship, love, and truth, you're supposed to pick up and learn once you join through our degrees. But friendship, love, and truth. Did I get one right?
Let's see.
Give me candy.
Sorry, Peter. Give him a candy on the sympathy. Anyway, Peter used to tell me, he's right, we all believe in friendship, love, and truth. But one of the things, Peter, I listened to this seminar 18 years. He would say, get involved in your community. Right?
Right.
Dave Rosenberg would say, we need to be three-dimensional. Right?
Otherwise, it's cheerful.
We need to be progressive, Peter. And the last thing these guys all agree on, we need to have fun at the lodge. I'm just telling you this because, you know, these are highly successful people. I love being here because they only choose the best. Our instructors are the best, and the most important, of course, I'm an instructor.
What are we doing?
Well, they were desperate with me, but I may not go another year. Peter's going to ask for new instructors next year. All right. These are about, just quickly, because I'm running out of time. I went into lodges and found out what people don't want. These are the bad ones. Here we go. I went into lodges and I write down what people don't want. There's a lot of negative things going on in lodges. We always think about discrimination against women. There's also discrimination against gender, sexual discrimination, orientation. Some lodges don't like people that are pregnant, religious. There's a lot of problems. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss what the 10 most positive things are. Now the last part of the test. Then I'm gone. When you came here today, you looked like this. Can you see this? When you leave, I want you to look like this. Thank you very much.